Hey, what up? Frankenberry back here, back with another video. Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about my last trip to London. It was mad fun, I ain't gonna cap. I had a whole bunch of fun. So first things first, we had to drive to London. I went with some friends because we was saying goodbye to my boy. So we was like, okay, cool. We gonna go to London one last time for the boys. Cause you have to do everything for the boys or, you know, you're a simp. Can't be a simp. Went to London. Cool. Drove there by car. It took like an hour and 30. This will be an hour and 30 outside of London. You cannot drive in London because there's hella traffic. Like, I'm not driving in London. Like, bro, driving in London is like trying to drive in California. We take the train. London has a train system just like New York. I'm like, the train. I'm gonna take the train. I was mad hype because, yo, the train is super lit. I don't know what anybody else talking about, but if you've ever been on an actual train, I'm not talking about those little trains that take you from Atlanta to South Carolina and all that stuff. I'm talking about a train. The type of train with the little ratatouilles. First we was gonna go to like a curry shop. Curry shop was called like Coco's. So we went to Coco's. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong when the name of the restaurant's Coco's. Like, whoa. Good. Delicioso. It was a long line. It was about 15 minutes wait. And Barry don't like waiting. Know your worth, kings. Don't wait for anyone. Once we got in, they had chicken katsu curry. Now that is fried chicken. They like to call it breaded chicken. Nah, B. That's fried chicken. So we got fried chicken with rice and the sauce. And then I got it's like some bread. It was like some naan. Some Naan. Some naan. Cheesy bread. And it was mad good. I ain't even gonna cap. After we ate that, it was delicious, by the way. We went to go get some tea with the tapioca balls on the bottom. I forgot what the tea was called because that's too fancy. You know, I'm not that bougie. I was like, ooh, that sounds good. So I got like some milk. It's like strawberry milk based tea. And it was, I ain't lie, it's smack. But those tapioca balls at the bottom, they tasted weird. They taste like nothing. We had to go to the rich people mall because why not? You in London, we might as well go to a big mall. So, just so happens they have a mall about 15 minutes away from where we are. So I'm like, word, there's another mall 15 minutes away. We finna go on a ride. So anyway, we get back on the train. And nice to note you that the mall was right next to Piccadilly. And if you ever played Modern Warfare with the boys, because know your worth, kings, then you know that Piccadilly is a map of Modern Warfare. Even though I hate that map with a passion. That map sucks. And then we see this long line. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. But we seen that line. I was like, yo, let's just head back. We could just, let's just take our L. So then we walk around. There's another line right next to that lane. I'm like, what in the world is this? Then we see a cutout. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder what's in the cutout. So it was actually a door. It was the entrance to the mall. So we just walked in. Security just let us in. So I was like, those people are kind of, yeah, their brain ain't there. Because I'm like, yo, they waiting in line, bro. It looked like they was waiting in line for the new J's. But they were just waiting in line to go inside the mall. And the door was wide open. Security guard was there, but he was like, go right through. And I was like, yo, why are these people tripping? We get inside the mall. Bro, there's a whole bunch of street brands that I've never heard about. It's something named Stone Hall. And I'm like, what in the world is this? But then I see this coat and it's fur. It has fur on the coat. And I'm like, word. They said this the rich people mall. I bet this like $1,000. No, this thing was 3,750 pounds. And if you know how much that converts to about $5,000 in American money. And I'm like, couldn't be me, because, I'm broken in a joke. I ain't got money like that. You see, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't got no money. Barry is broke. So I cannot afford that. I ain't gonna cap to you. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, ain't nothing but a G thing. But it is something but a G thing, bro. My bank account would be freaking in the negatives. I'd probably get overdraft fees just for even thinking about buying it. You know what? My credit card company will probably disown me if I even think about buying that. Because that thing is expensive. $5,000 for a coat. One coat. I was like, okay, I can see why famous people come here when they go to London. I was like, but could not be me. Then I'm walking around the mall with my friend. My friend Apples is really big into, like, he knows the streetwear. He knows all the shoes. His sneaker game's on fleek. I ain't even gonna cap. So, bruh, we walking around. We see this dude with his girlfriend. And he's looking, Apples is looking at his shoes in amazement. I'm like, yo, what's the big deal? They just some J's. Bruh, he tells me, he searches up the shoes, finds the shoes, because his sneaker game's that strong. It's amazing. He knows his worth for the boys. But anyway, this thing came out to $5,000. This man was wearing $5,000 on his feet. $2,500 for every shoe. It was a store where I don't even know what it was called. It was just so many stores. Bro, they had like a glass layout, and it had all sorts of freaking, like, jewelry, ice, bro. Them boys just iced out like Migos. I ain't even gonna cap that shit. That thing was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. You gotta take a picture of this. So I had my boy take a picture of it, and I was like, yo, that's cold. That's cold. That I cannot afford because I am broker than a joker. Hey, that rhyme, broker than a joker. Hey, broker than a joker. I get out the mall feeling like trash, because I'm like, yo, I am broke. I cannot afford any of this without my pocket screaming, help, help, help me. The cheapest freaking shirts in that mall that I've seen was like 80 pounds. It was like, bruh, that's like $100. And it was just a plain black shirt, and it had like a little logo. It had like the streetwear logo on here, and it was mad tiny. I'm like, ain't no way I'm paying that much for a logo. You know what? I ain't even gonna cap. I would, because Barry is not rocking FUBU Assassin's Polo. I still ain't got no shoes. I need some more shoes. Let's go to Nike Town. They was like, oh, there's a Nike store. Bruh, London had Nike Town. Nike Town. 4 floors of four floors of just Nike stuff. And I was like, ooh. I was like, hopefully it's not as expensive as this mall, because go inside the Nike store looking for some shoes, bro. I see the Air Force Ones, the white Air Force Ones. And I'm like, it's white. I probably get dirty in like one day, especially since in the UK it rains every single day. I'm like, I see the black low Air Force Ones. I'm like, oh, you seen the memes? I'm finna go a Debo in. They ain't have it in my size because I wear size 15. My shoe's big. So then I decide on some black mid Air Force Ones. And I'm like, turn up. I'm mad hype. So I buy it, and it costs like 90 pounds, which is like, it costs like 121. It pulled 121 off my card, so I'm like, it costs 121. Ain't nothing but a G thing. I was like, when you balling like me, even though I can't afford the expensive stuff in the mall, when you balling like me, it's dirt off my shoulder. So I was like, word. And then we head back home. That's the end of the story. And if you like, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, or just, just continue watching my videos.